So what is toxic shame? Well, the best way to understand this complex and debilitating sense of shame is to compare it with other, more healthy, even normal shame, if you like. Keep watching. I'm going to explain to you exactly what is toxic shame and how you can identify it and, even better, overcome it forever. What is the difference between normal shame and toxic shame? Well, normal shame might be, oh, I'm embarrassed, I ate too much, got a bit of gas in front of my friends. So normal shame is when you can say, I feel ashamed by, I was embarrassed because, I blushed because, I felt shameful that I was gluttony or greedy or slept with some inappropriate person and now I feel kind of shame. But toxic shame is not linked to an action you did that has made you feel shameful. Like maybe when you were a kid you stole some candy and you still feel shameful. Maybe you took some money from your mum's purse and you still feel shameful. You can understand that toxic shame is not linked to anything you did that society said we don't agree with that. Toxic shame is about you. It's a deep-rooted, pervasive belief that you are not worthy, that you are not enough. It's a feeling that you don't matter and you don't count. Toxic shame is a deeply rooted belief that you are unworthy, whereas normal shame is I did something we consider to be unworthy. Maybe I came home late and I feel ashamed I'm not a good enough mother. Maybe I screamed at my kids and I feel shame. But toxic shame is I'm ashamed of who I am. I'm ashamed of why I exist. I don't feel worthy of love or praise or recognition or significance. It's very pervasive. It's a truly horrible thing to have. But the good news is you can overcome it, and you can overcome it fast. The roots of toxic shame come from your childhood, also from adult trauma. If you have parents who constantly put you down, criticize you, berate you, and make you believe that you are not enough because a dependent child works out their worth by the person who they're dependent on's worth of them. So we can have a very negative childhood with parents who just aren't up to being parents for whatever reason. It's not always their fault. We can also have trauma as an adult, dating people who abuse us, dating narcissists, dating people who are violent with us or withholding and constantly belittle us and say, well, you'd never find better than me, you don't deserve anything else. So no one is born with toxic shame. I promise you that. When you're a child and you have an angry parent and a scary event, it's called an imprint. It goes in and the imprint is, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. My mum doesn't love me because I'm not lovable. My dad doesn't visit me because I'm not worthy. So it goes in very early, but it can also happen in adolescence. It can certainly happen through trauma that may occur to you as an adult that gets stored in your body. So toxic shame is all-encompassing. It lasts a long time. The emotions you feel with toxic shame are out of all proportion to the event that happened. And it really has nothing to do with what happened. Nobody really cares if you put your finger in the icing of a cake and licked it and everyone else was horrified. We get over things that we do that are embarrassing. With toxic shame, because it's not the event, it's how you feel about yourself, you will hold on to that sense of shame. And no one can talk you out of it, say, oh, it doesn't matter, it's okay, don't worry about it. Toxic shame is pervasive, is very personal, and it feels permanent when you're going through it. The 3 P's, if something hurts you, it's got to be permanent, personal, and all-pervasive. Toxic shame feels all-pervasive. It feels personal because you think no one else is going through it, and it certainly feels permanent because you can't imagine a time when you don't have it, when you don't feel it, when you're not going through the tremendous emotions that come up in you when you are going through toxic shame on a regular basis. So what are some of the ways to tackle toxic shame once and for all? I think the best way is to become your own best friend. Imagine how you talk to your own friend. I was with a friend of mine many years ago and she fainted. As she fainted, she unfortunately wet herself. We were staying in a hotel. I rinsed out her clothes. I wasn't at all embarrassed. She was embarrassed. I'm like, darling, it doesn't matter. You couldn't help it. You fainted. It's okay. It's a normal reaction. So I made her feel good, and she was okay. But you see, when you have toxic shame, you talk to yourself like this: oh, I'm disgusting. I'm an idiot. That was terrible. I'll never get over that. How embarrassing. I'm just a piece of garbage. So you've got to start being your own best friend. I made a mistake. I did something inappropriate. That probably wasn't the right reaction, but you know what? I learned something. I'm not ever going to do that again. So you have to practice self-care, self-love. Here's something to understand. You will never improve if you practice self-hatred. I hate myself, so I must change. I'm disgusted with myself. I must pull myself together and get better. The fastest way to overcome toxic shame is take a minute and really look at how you talk to yourself, the names you call yourself, the words you use. When you look at them and go, ugh, ugh, you would never do that to your friend. They would leave if you spoke to them the way you speak to you. So become your own best friend. Be caring. Be kind, be nice, give yourself a break, tell yourself the truth. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to be embarrassed, but it is not okay to beat yourself up, to make yourself ill, to make yourself unhappy, because you are a human. Humans make a mistake. A person who never made a mistake, they never made anything, because you learn by mistakes. Mistakes can be your best friend, your greatest teacher. Start being your own best friend. Give yourself a break. Take it easy on yourself. I've been listening to Adele's song, Go Easy on Me. I was just a child, and I love those words, go easy on me. I was young. I didn't know what I was doing, and we've all been there. So go easy on yourself, or like Dionne Warwick said, take it easy on yourself. Be nice, be kind. It's not important to be right. It's very important to be kind to yourself. So that is the fastest way to stop toxic shame in its tracks for good. You don't have to be perfect. Every person in the world has made a mistake and learnt from it, or thought, well, I'll never do that again. It's okay. It's just not okay to beat yourself up, to think you are worthless because you're a flawed human who made mistakes just like everybody else. Finally, you could find an amazing RTT therapist who can help you in minimal sessions overcome toxic shame forever. Some of our graduates that are trained used to have toxic shame for all kinds of reasons. They were raped, they were abused. One of my amazing clients called Dee was thrown out of the house when he was 11 and never allowed to come home. Can you imagine living on the streets? And yet he is an amazing therapist doing so well. I'm immensely proud of him. And we have so many therapists like Dee who went through an awful time and used that to become an amazing therapist. And they are there to help you, and they can help you change in minimal sessions. So if you would love to rewire your thinking, to be free of toxic shame forever, to be done with self-hate forever, you can join my totally free I Am Enough Masterclass to learn how your mind is rather like a computer. It gets a bug and it slows down, and a computer expert comes in and they reinstall better software and your computer is better. Well, we're the same. You're going to learn how to look at your own software, get rid of the bugs, and install something better so you feel better, function better, and am better. Join my masterclass. It's all free, and it just might change your life. Can't wait to see you there. Check out my next video here.
If people actually knew this shame that I have, no one would ever love me, no one would ever accept me, no one would ever want to hang out with me, be my friend, they would outcast me. That was the internal conversation, if they knew this shame and insecurity of mine. And so I think that's why I held on to it for 25